Hello there, everybody. This is Dren608 again with another stream for Unconditional Surrender in Europe. Game design by Salvatore Vasta, published by GMT Games, developed by Mark and I. We are kind of doing a back-to-back streaming of this. I streamed it just the day before this. Had a mess up really bad there. My recording software wasn't doing it. I wasn't actually streaming, and I was almost done with the move in July for the Germans. And I said, well, I can just redo the July turn. It won't be a problem. And when I reloaded the game, I found out that I had not saved the end of the June turn. So I ended up taking an hour and a half to replay the June turn and then to recreate the July turn. So I would be in roughly the same place. Things didn't happen the same way for the Germans as they did the first time around in June. So if you see two Junes in this stream set, that's why I messed up, and there you have it. If you like what you see here, hit the thumbs up button. Helps the algorithm in YouTube, keeps me motivated to keep making these things. If you really like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notify button, then you'll be notified whenever I schedule another stream. And also when I upload videos. Most of my streaming and videos are Hex and Counter Wargames. I am branching out to trying to do some computer role-playing games. I started off with The Bard's Tale, the remastered version on Steam. So you can check that out on my channel as well. If you have a particular game that you'd like to see some videos on, please look me up. I'm Dren608 on Board Game Geek, and you can see the games that I have in my collection and ask me if I would do some videos there. I do read comments. Might not respond immediately, but I do try to respond within a week. So be patient with me. The reason why I'm doing a second stream here so soon after the one I just did yesterday is because the place where I work, we have quite a few college students that are all gone on spring break kind of deal. So I'm going to be very busy until next week, and won't be able to do another one of these probably until next Monday, I think, based on my real life getting in the way of my streaming and gaming. So with that, we'll go ahead. Nobody wants any more new wars, so we're just going to skip through this. And this was something I was trying to think about. I think I'm okay with the Italians. I think I need to possibly have an extra point for the Yugoslavs because I'm afraid they're going to get attacked if they end up having to hold this hex here. And I want to be able to rebuild them. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yay. And I have this Yugoslav down here too. So I definitely think I need to give one to the Yugoslavs. It just seems to be the thing. Turkey's really not going to make any major headway here. The Soviets did try to get themselves behind the Caucasus line so they don't have to deal with the Turks attacking them, not across the mountain line. That didn't work last turn. The Soviets only have 16 will, but they're spread out in such a way that I can't really concentrate in any one place to make a big dent in that. I mean, I can take a city over here. I only have 2 fair weather turns. I'm like, August might see me breaking the Volga, but I don't think I'm going to take Strachan in September. Same thing down here. If I tried to shift an extra ground unit down here, I might make it to Granzi by September. might make it to ground zero by September. So that's only like 2 and maybe another infantry unit, 3. Same thing up here. I might get 3. But I don't think I can do both. So the Soviet army basically is here. 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, but I only have a very small number of Germans available, and he has air available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to move this guy up, so he'll only have 1 sortie. I can move this guy up, and then I'd have 3 more, so I'd have a grand total of 4 sorties to his 5 to 9, depending on where the attacks go in. Yep, that's very difficult. Just trying to figure out if I need to give anything to like the Romanians and or the Finns. The Finns can't really push anywhere. Nope, I think I'm gonna keep my 29 points because I think I'm gonna be moving nothing but Germans here. Okay, same logic as last time. I'm not going to use it because I'm not down a factory yet. I'll save it to use it against the West if I get down a factory. In the case of the Soviets, this is a tricksy one. This partisan might mean the difference of me being able to recapture a city that he takes late. You know, be like the turn before he's going to finish me off, he gets me down to 2 or 4 or 6 willpower or something, and then this might be usable to break me out. So no, I'm not going to commit it. And since we're both even, we just kind of didn't do anything to each other. We know the British are going to play this ultra because they're trying to get their factories back. The Germans, at this point, they're +6 to +2, which means if I get halved, the worst I can get is a 4, the best he can get is an 8. But if I play my submarine, the best he can get is a 4, and the worst I can get is a 4, which means I'm guaranteed of having full points going into September. So I think I have to use the submarine. So the Germans use the submarine to guarantee they'll be at full production going into September. And the West is using an ultra simply because they're trying to get... actually, the West has to go look at something. This is something I usually check on for the West, but I didn't check before I started today. The West is going to get another ultra next turn, which is good. The problem is next turn too late? I got my free forces. Oh, free forces are on the... See, so right now I have a partisans, a free forces, and an ultra, which is the best invasion possibility that I have to go into the Middle East. I will have the same thing next turn in September. The question arises is, do I need to come this turn? If I need to come this turn, I have to give up on the strategic warfare because I need the ultra to give me the extra +1 to do the invasion. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, let's go down here. Where is it? Okay, let's look in the Middle East real quick. Assuming the Axis stays disciplined and keeps their Italian tanks marker and the German tanks marker for trying to repel an invasion. Currently, if I play the partisans here in Suez, the Italian becomes a -2. He plays his tank, he becomes a 0. However, the best I can invade with is like the Western Desert Force or the BEF. They're 1 for British. They'll have 2 for fleet support, so that's 3. They can throw in a tank, that's 4, 5. Then they are -1 for the city and 1 for attacking a unit. So instead of being +3, let's see, they would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They would be +3 to 0. If you want to ensure that you're going to get ashore, that's only if I can play the partisans on there. Now, if you play the Ultra and the Free Forces on that same invasion, you'd be +5 to 0. Much better chance of getting ashore. It is using up the British surprise attack marker. British are not going to be able to rebuild it for quite a while, depending on what happens with strategic warfare. That's the trade-off. Is invading Suez going to distract the Germans enough to matter in the Soviet Union? There is similar math here. The difference being that the Germans would go back to being +2 and you would be +5 to +2. As a general rule, a +3 differential is usually good enough to take a hex. The difference I have here is that even if I push the Germans out of Vasta, for at least a turn or two, that Italian's going to sit there and keep giving him the +2. So it's not going to affect his production in any way going into September. So I think I want to start trying to truly threaten. I think if I take back Suez, I'm truly threatening more versus the Soviets, more against the Italians, which might cause them to pull things out of the Soviet Union. I really don't know. There's no good answer here. I could go in at +4 to 0. I really need to try and keep my factories. So I'm going to go ahead and spend the Ultra. We will commit. And it didn't matter. I rolled terrible. So my factory loss went up 1 anyway. Germans have to do a strategic move. Where is he? Where is he? Where'd he go? There's this poor little German infantry unit here, the 20th, who is just out of touch with everything. Need to have him available somewhere in September. Because where I move him now is where he will be in September. The question is am I going to get to Granzi? Well, I can't attack this guy with him not being able to retreat. By going 1, 2. And attacking him 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 twice. I don't have to worry about his airplane getting in the way. So I could get a point there by knocking this guy off somehow. Huh. Wow, this is bizarre how I'm going to have to try and do this. This is the kind of the problem with the Germans, is that they get too deep in Russia. This is one of the things the Soviets can try to do. If you get too far into the Soviet Union, you start having problems with being able to concentrate your forces, which for the Germans is how they, punch large holes, surround and eliminate large numbers of armies. Right now, I don't have that. I'm not sure where this infantry unit needs to go. I know it needs to come over here somewhere. Part of me wants to just drop it like right here behind Stalingrad so that I have a what if, but that means that he can't really reach down here to do any attacks into the mountains. If I drop him up here, then he's, I can kind of make a pseudo line and maybe try to punch through the Volga. Again, I'm going to have to be dealing with Soviet airplanes all over the place, and my aircraft are not, one, close to the line, two, have too many sorties on them. So what do we do? Yes, we've got a problem here. I'm just trying to count counters, and like 1, 2, I can move this. This guy can move up to like plug a line, possibly, supply-wise. So I need either spectacular success along this line here on the Volga. I'm going to need spectacular success along, what is that, Moscow? What river is that? Get rid of the units for a second. The Oka and the Volga up in the north. So, wow. So I wish I knew what my successes and failures were so I could put this guy in the right place to plug the hole in the line. Wherever it may form. Yeah, we got a problem. I'm not sure where to put this guy. Well, I think I'm going to put him here. In the north. Probably not the right move. But this seems to be where the Russian army is. Where the Russian army is, I need to have German army relatively close to be able to try and hit them. Actually, with that in mind, maybe I should strategically move him here. Or should I have him next to Moscow? Maybe I should put him next to Moscow. No, I think I want him here because I'm afraid of somehow him figuring out a way to isolate this guy. And I don't want that. Even if he forces him to retreat, now he can retreat one space that way, and I'm still blocking the way to Kalinin. So yeah. Yes, I'm actually planning for Russian counterattacks because if they get low enough on their willpower, they will have to try and make desperation counterattacks in order to end me. I don't think I have anything in the UK at this point. Right, this guy's got to be rebuilt. I'm going to be bringing the US task force around. So I think we're done there. The Soviets. I can't move this guy. Or this guy. Don't want to give up Yaroslavl. Excuse me. Didn't see that sneeze coming. You can't rail off the board, which is unfortunate. If I could rail off the board, I'd take this guy here and I'd go, run away! Because he's in danger of possibly being put in a situation where he can't retreat as well. So I could, depending on the die rolls, I could lose two guys here. Die rolls and aircraft commitment. I think I'm going to have to commit a German aircraft up here. A guy that has two stories. I think he's going to have to fly up here to like Tula or something because I'm going to have to counter Soviet air up here. This is bad, very bad. Okay. You know, as the Soviets, I could bring this infantry down. That's what I was thinking of doing. I don't think he's going to break through to Archangel this turn. So I think I can bring this guy down. Again, I don't think he's really going to break through all of this. But I am going to put this guy... Yeah, I think I'm going to put him... like right here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. All right, German dogs. German actions. First things first. Let's get rid of this airplane that's in Vologda. Only took me one sortie. That's good for the Italians. All right. Yeah, I think I have to try and take out this guy. Hoping for a lucky split, but I didn't get it. We'll just get this guy. Both go up to 6 sorties, and no airplanes involved down here. He does have tanks markers, so I have to be careful how I go about attacking down here, because it could be +3 to +3. The same thing up there. Huh. Wow. Okay, I don't know what to do here. Well, color me annoyed. Well, what do we do? I'm just sitting here staring at this, not really sure what I should do. Okay, I'm going to go do the easy one first. For me, this is an easy call because there's no just do this and this. 0. The Soviets definitely aren't bothering with this. They could care less about this piece up here with an assault. And the Germans aren't going to throw anything in there either. Just to see if we can take the hex. And we can't. Okay. This one might be a little different. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to take a chance here. We're going to move the Italians to here. And we're just trying to take the hex. We're going to assault with the Italians. Assault with the Yugos. Start with the Germans. Go ahead and do this. So right now I'm a +3, and then I'm going to throw in the Italian air to be a +5. This is someplace I want to hold. It is an assault, so I'm going to go ahead and use a tank here. It's 2 will points. It's, you know, I've only got 16 left. There's certain places I do have to try and hold. So I will use a tank there. I committed the Italian air. And he had to retreat, so yay. Now I'm going to advance with the Italian. Because he'll be covered by air in any kind of counterattack. This guy has to make sure that you can't, like, move out of the fort and have this guy move in to the fort. So I'm going to have to spend another German point to go here. And just stop. He's not going to attack there. But he has to make sure that that guy can't move out of the fort. Can't let him maneuver to where he can move out of the fort and build somebody in there or whatever. Okay. So a little bit of success. I've got him down to 14. So there's something. I guess we try to do this. So no matter how you look at it, I'm only going to get 2 attacks in here, but maybe I can make him use up armored assets down here to hold on to these guys. Yeah, I think I have to try this. Again, it's a will point that I'm going for. Do I want to do that, or do I want to move an airplane down here first? So that my first attack could be at +5. Or am I trying to get more resource? I need to get more sorties on this guy so he can move up and have 3 sorties. To contend somewhere... No, I'm going to need him to move up and help me try and break the Volga somewhere. I think. Yeah, let's just... no. Alright, so we're just going to attack here. We're at +3. Now, the Soviets have to pay attention. Too many Soviets here would go, oh my god, it's a guy I'm going to lose. I got to try and save him with my tanks. So that's what the Germans want you to do. +3 to +2, just to show you right now. +3 to 0. You have a 1 in 36 chance of stopping him. Come on, combat results table, stay up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 and 36 that you get a no effect. One of those is actually stops his attack altogether. There is a 1 in 36 chance he just blows you up. But basically, there's a 3/4 chance that he can do something to you, right? Now let's look at it when you throw in your tank. Wow, much better, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He has a 1 in 4 chance of doing anything to you. Yes, he has a 25% chance of doing something to you, even if you throw in the tank. Now, the question is, where else do you need that tank? If this guy goes down and ends up giving him a no enemy zone of control, then he can actually move over here. Oh, get out of my way. Get out of my way. I got to turn that off. This is getting to be ridiculous. Let's just turn off the tooltips for now. I think you all kind of know what everything is. So if the Panzer gets lucky, wins anyway, and blows this guy up over 2 attacks, and say you use your tanks in both attacks, then he could move. He would still have 2 movement points left. He could move to here, which would make this guy not be able to retreat. This guy could attack at +1 to 0. You have nothing to play anymore. He gets to attack twice. All he needs is a retreat on the first one, and you'll probably end up losing 2 units. You're probably going to lose both units either way. Do you want to use up your assets down here? And the reason why I ask that is if you go up here, he has his paratrooper, his surprise attack marker, his heavy artillery, his tanks marker, the Italian tanks marker. He could move the Italian air in. So he could probably make a multiple attack on Moscow. If he can get this guy out of the way, he probably still can make a multiple attack on Moscow and possibly take it. Drop the paratrooper on there, I'd be -2. Even though he's halved, I'm -2. I need to save these tanks to hold Moscow. Moscow's worth 5. 1 for the guy and 4 for the city. That's 2 down there for the guys. I don't want to be knocked down to 9 by him taking Moscow in August. He wants to take Moscow in September. You know, then I'm hoping for bad weather to, you know, run behind my force shields here and, you know, hopefully that I'm at like 6 points or something, but he can't kill any more armies because none of them are available. They've all run off the board or whatever. So, yeah, I think, and also there's also Zartov here that could be a possible target. I think that infantry unit is dead, and then if he does get that anyway and comes over, I can use one of them down there and then just save one for Moscow. But I definitely need to save at least one for Moscow, I think. And I don't think this is the point. Or is it? Is this the point to use it? I don't know. I always get torn up here because I don't have an airplane. Neither one of us are committing airplanes here, and it's a matter of whether I use the tanks, and my airplanes can't reach Moscow right now. They help defend these guys in here, but they don't help me defend Moscow. I don't want this airplane's got to kind of do double duty for a couple of these guys. So, yeah, oh. He doesn't have good attacks on Moscow this turn, so let's go ahead and use one. And he got the defender retreat anyway. I didn't roll well enough. Okay, and then obviously he's going to attack again. Now the reason why I'm not, I mean, yeah, I wasted an asset, but I got a defender retreated, which means when I thought about it, if he'd have won on the first die roll, which with like an 8 to a 2, he would have taken him out. He would have had 5 points left. He could have gone 1-2 and gotten off an attack here at +3. Now he's only going to be able to attack there at +2. So that's why I think using the tank there might have been the right idea. I'm not going to use it here, though. Yeah, he's gone. I'll just go ahead and take the hex just so I can say I took it. And then I can move to here. And be done. Okay, so we got him down another point. Let's go ahead and see if we can get him with a couple of attacks here. I got to win on the first attack. So now I know the British can attack me. Okay. So I have to be very disciplined. A lot of Germans would be like, ooh, ooh, use my tanks marker. Ooh, ooh. No. You're going to have one more fair weather turn. The British right now could take Basra. They might still be able to take Basra, but at +3 to +2, it's not as likely. +3? It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can get himself up to +5 to your +2. Okay? And if he throws that partisan down, then you're at a 0, which means he's very likely to get it. The +2 gives you an outside shot of stopping the invasion cold. So you need to keep that there. For the Italian, you need to keep the armored unit because at -2, and if he's like +5, he could actually, like, seriously hurt you. Like, even a 6-1 split or something like that, he can eliminate you. So you don't want to give him that shot. You want to make it up to a 0 so that it's very hard for him to eliminate the Italian unit, and you have a chance to do counterattacks and whatnots. So I have to be very disciplined here with the Axis and not use those assets. I'm going to need them against the British because that strategic warfare thing is like really important to me. Much as I would love to use it here, I can't. And for a very similar reason, the Soviets, with only one tank marker left, really can't afford to lose it here because of, yes, I have air here, but like I said, he could pull off a multiple attack on Moscow and possibly get it to work if he drops an airdrop marker on it. Same thing applies down like with Sevastopol. I don't have to worry about it so much. And even here, it's +1 to 0. It's not a sure thing. I don't think it's even 50-50. Is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's only 14 and 36 that he's going to kick me in the hex. So it's not even a 50-50 in his favor, so we're just going to let this go. Nobody's going to commit anything. And 5-1 split. I mean, you can't, if we'd both thrown in our tanks, let's say, it still would have been a 5-1 split. A split of 4 on the dice is usually bad for whoever is on the lower end of that, attacker or defender. So I got extremely lucky. Knocked him down. Now, this is different. This guy's a 0 no matter what he does. Okay? Actually, let me undo that. Okay, so I took this hex. Now I could like cross the Caucasus and try to take Tiflis. Okay? But Granzi is a factory. And I don't want to leave this space open. The reason why I'm moving here before I attack is if I left that space open and just attacked from here, this infantry unit could have come up here. Then he could have attacked me. He has... Where's the bloody thing? Where's the box? He has armored units up here, okay? He could have brought an armored unit in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he'd be a +1. He'd add +2 for a shock. That'd be +3. -1. So he could have been +2 to my +2 with nowhere for me to retreat. Don't want to be in that situation, okay? That's if he does an assault. And then he could even... I mean, he could fly an airplane around because he'd have a trapped infantry unit and have that armored unit attack like, what, 3 times or 2 times? I mean, it's no. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I mean, he could have even pulled off an attack from the south with air support being flown right in here to just east of Granzi. So I'd rather be up here and go here. Now, this is where I wish I would have flown an airplane down here because this would be nice. But at this point, if I win this battle, and all I need is a retreat to win it, if I win this battle, I'll knock him down to 9 will points. So, as much as I was saying I must be disciplined and not use my tanks marker, I think here it's worth it. Because I'm basically kicking him out of this little section of Soviet Union. And he can't play anything. So this is a chance that I'm taking. I'm basically inviting the British to come back and take Basra. And it worked. All I needed was a retreat. I am going to take the hex. Because now he's down to 9, and he also is down a factory. He's down to 4 factories. And then I'm going to sit there. I'm happy. Now he can move a guy here, but I still can go 1, 2 here. You cannot move off board into this swamp hex because it's a water hex. Now he can get this guy out of the way. He can bring an armored unit in, try and fly an air unit in first, and then move this guy out, move an armored unit in, and try and attack me out. Which is probably what I'll try to do with the Soviets because I need to try and get my points back. But yeah, that was a very successful attack along the Caucasus line. Was not expecting any of that to actually work. So that changes things up here. I don't know what I was going to try and do. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take Saratov. He can use an airplane. Again, I'm trying to get him to use his assets up down here because then all I have to deal with is airplanes up here. I don't want to deal with airplanes and tanks like at Yaroslav or something. So let's go and try and take Saratov. I think that's what this is called. So the next thing, I got to move this. This airplane has to get up here anyway because, reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and put him here. And the reason why I put him here is the Soviet airplane here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He gets to the line of Stalingrad for interceptions. So I'm 1 hex behind that. That means if he wants to intercept me, he's got to come out into the real world. So it's like a move to Saratov, hit me, and then move back into his zone. That's like extra sorties he doesn't really have to play with. All right, so this is probably a bad move, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't care. Don't care, don't care, don't care. I'm going to try. I'm going to move the armored unit to here because he's going to get 2 attacks on Sartov. See? Right, and he's going to attack into the city. Hello. So I'm +3. The Soviets know that I'm going to throw in the airplane on the first attack because that's the important one. And now I have to decide. Now, if you look at my airplanes up here, this guy here with his 2 sorties, he covers this guy, and these 2 guys. He does not cover the front lines to the Germans there. That's this guy. So you don't want to use this guy for your sorties. You want to use this guy because he only covers basically the southern front and a little bit on these rivers. This guy is the main defender of your line around Moscow. This guy helps out, you know, if they attack from the south, but right now we're down to 9 will points. We need to try and hold on to the city. So now the question is do I entice him to go after Moscow this turn? And my answer is no, because again, that's 5 will points that I don't think I can lose. Here I can retreat because I have this here. So I think I'm okay there. So I think I'm just going to go with the one with the airplane and see what happens. And we have to fight an air battle. I can only lose 1 sortie as a German, so I don't really care. Yeah, he got an AS2, but I don't care because I only had 1 sortie to give him. And I got a DD. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Because that means that the armor can go here. Hello, armor, go here, take the city, hello. And attack this guy here because why not? He's at -2 and I'm at +4. Now, normally you would just say, oh, don't bother with the asset. You need to save the army. You're down to 7 will points. So you're going to actually commit that aircraft to try and get a retreat so he can go to here. And then the Germans would have to decide that they're going to leave a hole in their line to have this infantry unit come around and try and finish him off, and he can retreat off the map if necessary. So we're trying to save the army. And it didn't matter. 5-1 split again. Now, if I move there, I only have 1 movement point left, which is not ideal. Okay. I really don't want to do that. I want to be able to move my German infantry up. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to take that hex. I'm going to show you a little trick here. I'm going to move the German armored back here. Okay. I'm going to say I'm done. Now, what I can do to prevent those stinking German or Russian guys from coming in here, we're going to take this Yugoslav, and he can just barely make it to there. Ta-da! And now he cannot come into that hex. He has to get me out of that hex with like his infantry unit or something. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, the infantry unit can still go here. I have to put this infantry unit in Stalingrad. So let's just do that and not forget. Got to put the infantry unit into Stalingrad because it's important. I could attack here. It'd be 0-0 unless he throws his tanks. So I'm going to entice him to throw his tanks here. Want to throw your tanks at me? And he's like, are you nuts? There's no way the Soviets would commit their tanks there. The Germans have been having too much success, and with only 6 will points, they may very well try to go after Moscow, even if it's not isolated. So, yeah, and it's a stop, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And that's exactly what I'm thinking of with the Germans. This guy could come over here, push this out, and a tank army could come in here, possibly getting Sartov back. So do I want to try to roll up the line and use up more of his assets? I think that's the thing to do. So now he's going to have to make a decision. I'm going to go here. I'm going to attack here. Maybe. Okay, so I'm +2 to his 0. 3, 4, 5. I think I'm low enough I can't afford an extreme die roll result, so I have to go ahead and use this guy. I am still saving the tanks to try and hang on to Moscow, but the Germans are having very good die roll splits here. Ah, and there, I got an AS stopped. Okay, so now I'm happy. Germans have to leave this guy here to keep supply for these guys down here. All three of these draw supply through him. So he's important for this turn. And this is a hole that I have to deal with. Okay, well, I think I need to move up this airplane. Is to move up to here. Six points, huh? That's a lot to try and get in one turn. But we're going to go for it anyway. Alright, and then we're going to fly up this airplane. It's going to fly up to... I think we'll go sit on top of the Italians. Okay, so I've got a grand total of 4 sorties, maybe less because he's probably going to beat me in one of these battles. I've been saving this, but I think because I got so fantastically lucky in the south, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How much did I took 10 down here? Right, I took 1, 2 ground units, 3 ground units, and a city, which was 5. And then 6, 7, 8, right? So I got 8 in the south, and I managed to get really lucky and get this 2. So that's 10. I've taken him down 10 so far. I need to get 6 more points to take him down this turn. Normally you would just sort of set yourself up to do it in September, but I have some holes in my line, so I'm actually going to try and see if I can pull this off right now. So, we take the surprise attack marker, and we're going to place it, I think it's right here. Or is it here? So we're not going to try and take Moscow. That's one thing we're not going to do. We're not going to try to take Moscow. What we're going to try to do is take down 4 of these ground units and Yaroslavl, if we can. And I think that's where I want it. It gives me the most coverage when they retreat. Okay? Now, first up is going to be the hardest one. So we're going to have to try and push this shock army. And we're going to use that airplane in the hopes that it works. And of course he's got to He's got to try and hang on to these people, because I'm already +7. So, yeah, he's got to do something. We fight the combat. He did an AS2, but I still got through because I only had 1 to lose. And even though I rolled an 11, he rolled a 9 because it was +4. So that didn't work. So it's like, uh-oh. So we're going to attack here again. We're going to use this airplane. And once again, it's like at that plus, you have to spend your assets as the Russians. You have to hold this line. So I'm at +0 and he's at -2. You go +0, but you have 3 sorties. You get +1 for the surprise attack marker for any air combats going on in here. Only a 1+1. I was hoping to get a DR2 on the aircraft. And again, he's rolling really well, and I am rolling very poorly. Okay. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to take Yaroslavl. The idea was to get him to retreat, so then I could hit Yaroslavl to retreat. And then I could move somebody else into Yaroslavl that I don't care about losing, but I would take for this turn. Well, let's just try and use him up here. Once again, I don't know. I've rolled like 3 2s in a row here for this attack. This is very, very, very upsetting that I'm not getting any decent splits. All the splits are going his way up here. But I did really well in the south. So we're just going to use it up. And he's going to use his up, basically, too. Because he has to. He has to keep this line intact, if at all possible. My goodness. I can't roll higher than a 3 with this Panzer army. This is terrible. So this isn't going to work. This is completely not going to work. All right. Well, now I'm +4 to +2. Now the Soviets need to think about this. Where else is there going to be an attack? There's going to be an attack here at like +1 to 0. I have a tanks marker left. He's not going to be able to get a decent assault on this. So he needs to have multiple assaults. He could get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, -1, +6 halved to my -2. He'd have to roll extremely high to flip me, and then he's got to attack it again. But he's got to attack it completely across the river. 2, 4. He doesn't have me isolated, so I think I'm okay. I think I can use the tank to defend in the forest. So we're going to try this. +5 to +4. And no effect. So what? 3 2s, a 3, and a 1. That's pretty bad die rolling for the Germans, I think. Just double checking. There's the 2. I guess it was a 4. I had a 4 to a 5, 1 to a 3. I can't count the air combats. 2 to a 6, 2 to a 4, and 3 to a 5. Oh no, 3 to a 4. So yeah, just 4th Shock Army gets a citation, and the Germans are stuck again. So I wasted a surprise attack marker here. I get 2 attacks to try and isolate Moscow, so I should probably go ahead and take them. First one's the toughest because he can throw a tanks marker, damn it. Which is what he's going to do, make it +2 to +2. So we got a no effect. And we attack him again. Attack him again. Jiminy Christmas. He doesn't have anything left to play. And I got him to retreat, so he's flipped. Well, it's +2 to +2. I need to try. I'm trying to get him flipped so maybe my other infantry can take care of this. +3 to his +2. Forgot I was +3 on that guy. That didn't do anything, just got an AS. Alright. So now this guy, he'll still be a +1 to his -2. Although it's going to cost me 4 movement points to do that. Okay, so I got him. I have 4 movement points left. So I can go +3 to +2, or I can move to here. And get 1 attack on this guy with an airplane against me. +3 to +2 there. So I think I have 4 movement points left, so I think I'm going to go after the shock army. So I can't attack Moscow at this point. So he's down to 5 points, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get more, but I'm not. If I go here, I could be in a world of hurt for supply. Where's this Yugoslav? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I guess if I'm here, could move the Italian around this way. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And either way, well, this way I have 2 attacks on him. At +3 to +2 to just see if I can't flip him. If I go here and flip him, can I get the Italian in there to attack him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. I just can get here to hold my line. Which means I'd have to pull this infantry back. This infantry moves over. Yeah, attacks went very well in the south, but up here with the surprise attack marker, they're not going so well. Do I go +3 to +2 once and use up his aircraft? Yeah, because then I'd be +1 to 0. Yeah, I think we're going to try this. We're going to go ahead and go here. And then we're going to attack here. We're +3. He's a 0. He has no retreat, so I have to use up the airplane to try and preserve him. We don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try it. There's the no effect. So now he doesn't have anything left. Stop. Come on. I'm done. This infantry now goes here. So I'm actually +2 because of the surprise attack marker, so yeah. Oh, I got rid of him in one blow. Oh boy, that's interesting. Where do I go? I knocked him out. Interesting. Got him down to 4. But I think that's where I stopped. If I'd known I was going to be successful on this river line, I would have moved this armored unit into that woods so that... Oh, dear. Wow. Sir, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know it's only a garrison, but it would at least make him have to roll the dice at -2. So it'd be -2 to -2. Not the best odds in the world. And I've got supply out now. So I think with 5 left, I'd be 2 here and then 3 across the river. Doesn't matter what I do. Yeah, we'll go here. We just go ahead and attack. +3 to 0. Just trying to get the points down if I get lucky. Not with a 1-5 split, I won't. So I will get 1 more attack. +3 to 0. And he did get a DD. Okay. Now, normally you would say, oh, retreat behind the river here. No. Reason being, if I go on this side of the river, this guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blows me up, or 1, 2, 3, 4, blows me up. If I go here and I get lucky, he's only +2, +3 to my -2. If I get retreated, I get into the safe space. If I go up here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if I'm up here and he comes up with this armored unit all the way up to here to try and take me out, he leaves a hole right here that he can't fill for supply. So, yeah, I think we're going to go here. Now, I only have 1 movement point left with this dude. That's why I was really hoping I'd get him retreated on that last one. Because I've got a hole here that I can't fill. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and go here. In my turn. Do I want to go there or do I want to stay here? Yeah, I think I want to go there. I think I already talked about this. I am going to use up the last Yugoslav point. I'm going to put him there. Ah! Jesus. Alright, so we go into there. And... that's just if this guy wants to come out of his shell to attack me, he's got to go at -2 because of the river and the forest, and he doesn't have any tanks. He does have a partisans. He could make me a -4. he would be a -2. So he would have to roll a 5 or a 6 in order to have a chance. It'd be a 1/3 chance with 4, 5, 6, 7. I could make it -3. And then he would have to build somebody in Moscow. He'd have somebody in Tula. It's only 4 points. And I think I can move enough guys back there to deal with it. All right, so this armored unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can't advance, so if he gets a retreat, he's safe. He used to run away to the north. But I will be +2. So I'm hoping to get a DD. So I'm going to put the 4th Panzer here. It's barely blocking this reserved area here. And I'm just trying to get it down to 3 points. So I only get this one attack because if this is a retreat, I can't really follow because then I leave a hole. Because I don't have enough movement points to get back. So it's just a +2 to -2 and hope that I get a DD. And I didn't. All I got's a DR. So not rolling well enough to get big enough splits. So he can retreat. It really doesn't matter. There's no Germans left to come and attack me. The Italians can't get to me because they have to go through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they can't get to me either. So this guy lives to fight another day. Maybe. I could go through and try and nail him. But if I did, then I leave this hole here. And remember that he has these 2 armored units in his infantry unit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! Damn. Mouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right now they can go to there and there and attack this guy with no retreat route. At +2 to +2 from both sides. Or even +3 to +2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they could actually end up with a 1, 2, 3, 4. They can attack me at +5 to +2. And there's not a dang thing I can do about it. So instead of going up there, I'm going to say, no thank you. That's okay. I don't want to stay in that space. Would have been better for the Russians for us to have a no result and then have this retreat route, because then I would have had to stay in this hex. Instead, I'm going to go back to here, because now he can't really surround me. He can make my life difficult as far as supply goes and make me move again, but he can't surround me this upcoming turn and blow up this armor. He can still attack it fairly effectively if he wants. I mean, he can attack it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you could have 2, 3, 4, 5, -1. He could be +4 to +2 in an assault. Or it can attack me at like +1 to +2 for several attacks if he wants. I'm not sure if that's what the Soviets really want to do. Okay, I think, where am I at with the Germans? I'm at 12. So I think I'm pretty much stopped right where I'm at. I could forego an airplane somewhere. Is there an airplane I can forego? Not really. But if I forewent an airplane, I could actually get this infantry. Can he get anywhere useful? No. 4th Shock Army took away any chance for me of taking him out this turn. I'm going to need to get 4 will points in September, maybe more, depending on what he does for a counterattack. So I think I'm just going to leave the 12 there because he might flip an infantry unit here somewhere. So I might end up foregoing an I might end up foregoing something anyway to replenish somebody. So the Germans are going to, let me check down here, make sure everybody's in the right place. Yeah, this is going to be a problem down here, because I don't really have anybody to back him up. So that's going to be a problem. And pass. Yep. Confirm. And now the British will not see 20 production points for a very long time. They'll have 2 and 6, 8. They'll have 16 next turn. I do have Americans and Canadians coming in. So soon I will have another thing here. Okay, let's get rid of these things with all the supplies that I don't have to trace. See if I have anybody that's expected, expected. And that should be the same way as it's been in the past. I think I'm going to have the British come in at Suez and try to start building a second front, because I've got an American task force I can try to bring around to get in here next turn. I can get a British unit and an aircraft in here and possibly start pushing out of the Nile. That would make the Germans have to start doing, bring the German infantry over here by a strategic movement and all of that. So I think we're going to try to come back at the Nile, because the Soviets are falling. Right? With 4 willpower, that's almost a foregone conclusion. I don't see me being able to hold on to 4 points. So I have to come up with something for the West to do here. Okay, so the choices are Suez or Basra. The Germans did use up their tanks marker, so I could drop. Can I even drop the partisans marker there? I don't think I can. Wasn't that a German? Ah! Wasn't he a German? Yeah, he's a German, so I can't even put the partisans there. So Basra is out without the free forces and altered. So that one's out completely. All I have is free forces here, so I will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 2. I'll be +4 to a -2. He throws in his tanks. +4 to 0. There's a possibility it won't work, but I think it's worth trying. It'll take him down 1 point on the strategic warfare die roll modifier and threaten for me to make some sort of a breakout here in the Nile. I've never done this in the past, and the reason why is the fact that I have that surprise attack marker makes him think about Norway, think about the Middle East, think about Basra and Kuwait. I mean, he's got to think about all those places I could come. For all of 1943, people have to be in all those places. If I use this up now, it's not until like October or November that the U.S. get their surprise attack marker, I think. So let's go check when we get the surprise attack marker for the Soviet. The United States get it in October. So next turn, he doesn't have to worry about invasions if I use it up now. But if I invade with the Western Desert Force, I can turn him into the 8th Army at the end of next turn. So I think it's worthwhile. The Russians are going to get a Urals factory, but I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think they're going to make it through September. I just don't see how. I got way too lucky with the Germans. Okay, so we're going to go all the way down. Let's go ahead and let's invade into Suez and see if this works. So first things first. Let's just, where is it? Where is it? Oh. First things first, let's play the partisans. We're going to drop the partisans on the Italians. And then we are going to take the surprise attacker marker. And we're going to place it to here. And put it in the C zone. We're going to activate the Western Desert Force. And we're going to use the American convoy. We're going to use the American fleet for an amphibious invasion. Yes, confirm. Oh, nope. You didn't take it. Confirm the escort. And then we're going to go right there. And the reason why I'm attacking him directly is I'd still have the same minuses, but if I fail, I go back to my C zone. If I were to land adjacent to it and fail, then I would be out of supply and I would just lose a will point for no good reason. If I fail and go back to my C zone, back to the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea or whatever it is, I don't care. So we're going to confirm our attack. Everybody committed, just like we said we would have to. I got very lucky. I got a DD, but the Italians don't care because they have tons of points. So what they're going to do is they're going to actually retreat into Cairo because that limits my expansion. I think. Yeah, well, that's where I'm going to go. It's probably wrong. I probably should go to this mountain hex here. Shouldn't I? Yep, I'm wrong. Screwed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I still get to attack back. Okay, and then advance after combat. This is where you gotta. Sometimes I do this when I'm doing. I'll zoom it in really big because you have to hit on part of the hex to say that's where I want my infantry guy to go. So it's like really, really hard. And then you got to zoom out so you can actually find your C zone again. Because what I want to do is I do not want to land there. I want to go back here. Right? And now the Americans will pick up the RAF, naval transport. We're going to use the American convoy. We're going to go ahead and send the American fleet in there. And then we're just going to go right back into Suez. So we'll supply both of those guys. Okay? That's not a problem. And we'll end our naval move there. So we'll use the American convoy to supply both of these units. But now we'll have the Western Desert Force with 2 tanks markers next turn to defend himself, plus an airplane. And there's no Axis air or, really scary units within a very long range. So the idea here is to try and break out maybe against the Turk here, but get off of this hex somehow. Get off of Suez and bring the BEF in behind me the following turn. I'm going to have the British fleet being at 0 sorties there, so I can have like the American fleet step out, the convoy, and just have the British fleet convoy come in and do some supply, and kind of do a rotating thing until I get a second port, hopefully at Port Said. So the idea here is get Port Said, get Cairo and Jerusalem, trying to build a little bubble here. The Germans take down the Soviets. They're going to come down here and just kick me right the heck back out of the Middle East. But okay, at least we're fighting somewhere in late 42. Who knows, we might even be able to land on the other side. We do have to watch out here. The Soviets are looking like they're going to go poof next turn. So we have to do something or be ready to do something next turn. And so that's why you're going to see me do this. The 1st Canadian Army is not going to threaten the invasion of Norway anywhere since I've used my surprise attack marker. And he is going to move over to Glasgow, which is on Sea Zone 1. And be done. And you might be saying, what the heck are you talking about? And the American task force is going to be naval transported. And he's going to go ahead and go into Belfast. Actually, no. I think we put him... Americans have one coming, so we're going to put him into Sea Zone 7. And just stay there. That way he threatens invasions from there. You can always send a fleet to help him with invasions. He now can invade like all along this coastline. What I have to be careful of is Gibraltar here could be a problem. So I need to get this convoy the heck out of Dodge. And we're going to leave. So we're going to leave here. We're actually just going to go up here to this ocean. Now, Germans have to think about this. Come October, he's going to be able to do things. So if I use my surface action marker and get too many sorties, I won't be available to try and oppose anything he does in October. And if he does get up to like Port Said and things like that, I think I want to have this surface action marker to mess with his supply if he tries to put someone in Gibraltar or whatever. So I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to say, nope, no more interceptions for that guy. Let him go. And he goes up there and says, I'm done. I'm done. Thank you. Well, the British have got to try. Bombing run. Because they know that there's... the Germans are running out of sorties to try and stop my bombing runs. And I've got the resources probably to keep doing this, so I'm going to do that. Trying to get a marker in there. And now the Germans are like, I'm at full production points for September. Either I take him down in September or I don't, and then if poor weather shows up, I'm going to be in a world of hurt. But I only need to get like 4 points right now in Soviet Union. So I'm actually going to save this airplane. What are the British at? British are at 14. They're going to have to use 3 for their airplane, 7. They're going to want to do their guys up in the box up there. So, I think Yeah, I think I'm going to save this airplane. Yep, I think I'm going to save the airplane. -1. No, I am going to intercept because I still have a decent shot at him. When poor weather comes, I probably won't bother because I won't have a shot at him. See, I had a good shot there at only -1, but poor weather shows up or whatever, like in October or something like that, and then I'm going to have troubles. September, I'm going to have troubles too, but that pretty much should mean that I have a full bucket going into October as well, which could be important for trying to get the last couple of points if I don't get them in September. All right. I think the West is done. They've done their thing. They are setting up to go get the Canadian guy and throw him into Gibraltar next turn, especially if the Soviets fall and he puts a pro marker in Spain. Then I've got to put a real unit in Gibraltar so Spain can't just walk in there during their turn. And then we'll have a fight in Gibraltar in North Africa for a while. Meanwhile, I'm trying to establish myself here in this Middle East. So we'll see how this works out. Okay, I think I'm happy. I'll pass here. Nope, we're not going to eliminate anything. Thank you. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. All right, let's do that part first. So I only see the guys I have to. This guy's going to go up too and supply both of them, so that sounds cool to me. Because American convoys are easier to replace than British. And now we're into the Soviet Union. 4 points left for the Soviets. So it didn't work out as I had hoped. I thought that the Germans would use a surprise attack marker here and that my airplanes would be enough to curtail it, which they kind of were, you know. But the problem was some good dice roll splits here at Sartov and excellent die roll splits down here along the Caucasus line because he got 3 infantry and a city in with just using 2 units. And I thought that would be what it would take him like 2 turns to accomplish, which would let me have that Granzi actually be held by a full shock army. So I was kind of like, oops, this isn't going to work anymore. Because now it's too easy for him to get the 4 points. So what you're trying to do now, as the Soviets, you're trying to make sure you don't put anything out here that's going to be flipped. You have to prepare for being knocked down. Anybody who's flipped is going to be eliminated. Anybody who's full face up will be flipped. Okay? This shock army can't go anywhere. So he might as well try to attack out of his pocket. Okay. So if by some miracle he doesn't take me out next turn, I'm going to have that infantry unit there. Okay, these guys are going to come off. These guys are going to come on. I don't want to stick him out there because then we'll just take him out. Well, let's go see if I can get lucky as the Soviets, huh? Put this guy here. At assault. I'm going to take this guy. And I'm going to put him here. Maybe. If it wants to move my thing. And I'm going to assault. So I'm like +3 to +2. I think I need a 6-1 split here. Right? Okay, a 5-1 or a 6-1. Either one will do. If I roll a 5 or a 6, I get a DD. And he's got to roll a 1. So it's like I got 2 and 6, and he's got 1 and 6. So 2 and 8, 1 in 18 chance of killing the armor unit. We will go ahead and try. Oops. I've screwed up. I screwed up. I forgot I had a partisans. I saved him specifically for this nonsense. Crap. Crap. And it won't let me out. Okay, so I'm stuck. Dumb. Dumb on my part. No effect. Okay. If he would have been a 4 and I would have still been a 5, it would have been a no effect, so it would have been a waste of the partisan. Okay, can we use the partisan to get somewhere interesting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's not going to work. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Forcing him to retreat away from the city. But I'm still a -1 to his 0, so that's not going to work either. Things don't look good here, kids. Don't look good here at all. Okay. Well, let's take our pot shot here. See if we can hurt this infantry unit. So I should be +2 to his 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 in 6 chance of getting a DD, which is what I need. And all I got is a retreat. And the Germans will say, that's okay, we'll retreat behind the river. And these guys will say, that's okay, we'll go ahead and take the hex and we'll attack you anyway. Or will we? Do we need to go there? If I had a DD, it would have been worth it, but I didn't get the DD. So now maybe I go the other way, try and drive off these infantry units. I'm trying to make it so he can't get an easy attack on Moscow. He's got to like try and take out units. So we're going to go here, and we're going to go this way. It's +2 to +2. It's not going to work, most likely. So there's a no effect. Need a big split in the Soviet favor for this to work. And I don't have enough movement points to make a dang bit of difference, but I'll try anyway. It'll help keep Moscow from being isolated. I have to kill my unit first. Ah, I got my retreat. So as the Germans, I'm going to... Technically, I'm going to actually retreat to here because he doesn't have any more movement points left. And that way he can't get like an assault with this. Because this guy could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he could attack the armored unit with at +4 because he'd be isolated, and -3. -1 is 3, and then adding a guy is 4, and I don't want to give him that. And then the 4th Shock Army, since he held so well last time and has been pushing Germans around this time, 4th Shock Army definitely is the premier Russian army right now. So at least I got Moscow not to be isolated again. I really can't move these infantry units into here. Yeah, I'm going to need to put the Shock Army... I need to put this Shock Army into Yaroslav. And I think I need to put this armored unit... Where? Let's see, I could go to here. Bring the armored unit down to here. Shock armor. Put the armor here. Because he doesn't have a surprise attack marker anymore, so... Yeah. I put the ding, ding, ding. I need to put the infantry probably behind the river. I'm not sure how to do this defense. I'm just trying to make this up kind of as I go along. I do know I want the shock army here. No, I can't get a decent assault, so no. Or maybe I could. I'll try it and see. See if I can get an assault off here. The only way I get off a decent assault is if I move this infantry into there, which I don't think is a really good idea. No, I'm not going to do that assault. If I'd saved the Partisans marker, I could have done that. But the Partisans marker is what made the 4th Shock move everybody around. So we're going to go here. Gives me some retreat routes for these guys. And now these guys, if he gets through here, he can roll me up without letting me retreat here, right? He's got one fair weather turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't do it with infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So he cannot take a Strachan this turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just getting out of dodge. I can't give him easy points. This guy is going to go. Where can he go? I can actually get that far, huh? I can actually get that far and cut him off. But then he's just going to come surround me. Even if I take 2 infantry out there, he's just going to come around and surround me, right? Because he's looking just to get free will points any way he can. So I have to make it as difficult as possible. So we'll have this guy go through the Russian box out to here. This guy will also come out to here. Oh, no. Undo. Undo, undo, undo. I want to actually go. Come on. Where I really want to go is I want to go up here, I think. Somebody up to the north. Go there. Now it leaves me with 12 points. So that's 4 airplanes, which means I can't build anything. Don't want to build a shock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I've got a shock army and this guy. Do I have any place to build an army that matters? No. And I can bring up all my airplanes this way. Well, maybe I don't need... My airplanes are just going to fall off the face of the earth. So maybe I don't need the airplanes. I think I need to get this guy behind the sphere. Right? That's where he needs to be. And then I need to spend 2 points on this guy, which would leave me with 9. Yep, that's where I think I need to stop. Okay. Okay, so now I get to improve my units, and the Axis has 12 points, so yeah, we have a problem, because I really need to have this Panzer come up to full space. So, an airplane will not be rebuilt. Probably one of the ones in the south, so 4th Luft, for sure. 3rd Luft, for sure. Probably the 5th Luft or the 6th. Such a dilemma. Well, let's do the Italians. They're easy. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I'm going to use him for this. So maybe I don't need both airplanes here. Alright, undo. Undo all. And start over. Let's start the replacement phase over here for the axis. So we do the tines. Tines are easy. Boom, 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 boom. That's what we got to do. Okay. Then we need to come up here. And I think I need 2 German aircraft to the north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I need 1 German aircraft to the south, so I'm going to do the 6th. Yep, just like I thought. The 3rd, the 4th, and we're going to flip this armored unit over. Yeah, all or nothing thing in September, I think. For 4 points. Okay, so I'm done with the axis. West is easy. Okay, and then let's see, I've got 14. I need to do the first RAF right here, right? And then this guy here, I need to make sure that he gets down. So we're at zeros. Okay, I've got 8 left. That means 6 and 2 get wasted. Damn. Well, let's see, the 1st Canadian can still go in there, be in full supply, and be... Alright, it's going to be fair weather in September. I'm going to have to forego Bomber Command so that I can get the hell's Force H. Why did I put Force H up there? That was so dumb. That was very dumb. You know that? Okay, we're going to do a couple of convoys here. This is really dumb on my part. These guys should have gone to Edinburgh. Now we're going to make him be... I only have 8 points left. I think we're going to do this convoy and Force H. Okay. And then we're done. I have to let Bomber Command sit for a while. Now, Soviets definitely want to make sure that they... Oh, they had an infantry unit that got flipped too somewhere. Right, I don't want him to fall off the board. That would take me down to 8. I really want... Or do I need to do 3 airplanes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I need to do 3 airplanes, so undo. You'll just have to fall off the board. Not going to do the one in the south. Since I can only afford to do 3. Do this one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He covers these guys. This one, to make the Italians attack me instead of going elsewhere. And then this one, just because it might make a difference. I can't really reach these guys, but okay. And then confirm. I can put some guards units out here. How tacky would that be? I can put some guards units out here. I forgot about that. If I'd remembered I had guards units, I would have moved this guy down here to limit the German infantry movement. Oh, dumb shit me. Well, one thing I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to go ahead and put a guards unit on the board. If for no other reason, just so that I don't lose this guy and have to rebuild him. Got a tank in Akastron. So, put a guards unit by Granzi? Or do we put a ground unit here? In the south. Make it harder for him to kill me. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 3, 4, 5. This is a toughie. Do I want to put him someplace where he'll be safe? Or do I want to go ahead and put him out in the world? I think I need to put him out in the world. So, we're going to make you become the first guards army, and you're going to go poof. And then other than that one guards army, I don't think I'm going to put the other one out there because I really don't see an offensive anywhere. Where can I put it? There you could. Oh, that's where I put him. The USSR, the guy in Moscow. And we'll get rid of this guy. Okay. Yeah. So now Moscow's a tougher nut to crack. Mobilization. Okay. The Americans, they build their stuff. I get an airplane. They get a convoy. I always love this. It says, oh, you can build a surprise attack marker, but you don't have enough points to do it. It shouldn't even show up. But it always does, so I can't buy it. So Soviets have no points to build anything with, so they're done. And we're done with August. Okay, so that's where we're going to end. We've been at this for a couple hours. A lot of sitting and contemplating there for a while. The Soviets are on the ropes. I got to come up with 4 more points here in the fair weather turn. Basically, if I can kill a couple of these and take Yaroslavl, I'll do it. Or, you know, same kind of thing down here. These guys can retreat off the board, so they're not going to be done. I will move a unit up to bottle up Astrakhan so that it can't come out after me. And that's going to free up these units here to head back north. So it's like these guys can rotate up to garrison duty, which lets these guys try and run across and do something here. I thought using the surprise attack marker last turn after I had such success in the south was going to do it. Was going to help go ahead and get me these 4 points. Like kill 1 unit, take Yaroslavl, and kill 2 units, take Yaroslavl, and I would be done. But that's not the way it worked out. So we're coming down to the wire. 1 more fair weather turn is what we've got for the Germans. And now they also have to start thinking about intervention down here. The strategic move for the Germans is going to be to bring that infantry like over here to 54. What is that? 5448? Is that what that is? Let's zoom in. Yeah, it's 5448, right next to Port Said. That's where the German infantry is going to go. Italian infantry is going to try and hold him in. I might move the Italian infantry. No, if I move it, it'd go out of supply, so I can't do that. The Italian infantry is probably just going to stay and hold Cairo, because that's a factory. It'll be attacked at +1, 2. It'll be, you can be 3, 4, 5, -2. You can be +3 to my +2. So you might even get me to retreat up towards Alexandria and recapture himself a factory, in which case he'll bring BEF in. Soviet Union falls, then you'll see the Canadians get moved into Gibraltar. So we got lots of shenanigans that are probably going to be going on here. And then if I do get the Soviets down, crash down, then I need to get Axis armies in a hurry down here. Because there's also a U.S. Invasion marker coming. And then them sitting in Eastern North America, we could see them try to go ahead and go into French North Africa or something. Or if Spain is active, they might actually try and take a city in Spain. Who knows? It's a problem for the Axis. They're going to have some headaches, but if the Soviets go down, they have a whole year to get rid of their headaches and get prepared for the Soviets to come back in the war. So we're going to see if it works. All right. Anyway, I'm John608. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. Helps the algorithm of YouTube. Keeps me motivated to keep doing this. If you really like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notify button. Then you'll know when I'm going to schedule the next stream for this. Or any other game that I'm streaming. And also when I upload videos for various games. All right. Until we meet again, stay safe. Bye-bye.